Guilty of believing in a dream. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it. Now is it time for Thanksgiving. Come, bless the Lord, all ye servants of the Lord.
Hello, I am Darnell Ishmael, and I am pleased to present to you the Willis C. Patterson Our Own Thing Chorale. Due to the pandemic, it has been more than 2 years since we've been able to have in-person rehearsals or present music to a public audience. We want to thank the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan for empowering us to continue the preservation and presentation of this special music during this time. And we thank you for allowing us to have a virtual audience with you. This is our golden anniversary. As we celebrate 50 years of culture, community, and African American choral music, we are so excited to bring to you this program of Music of the Black Experience. We hope you will enjoy what we have prepared. And now, on to the music.
But that's where I was creatively.
Yeah. I'd like for you to talk about Long Ago, and how would you describe Long Ago as a song, as a singular unit of music that you've written within the context of that entire work?
Well, I haven't had some time to be, because when you're just channeling, you're not thinking about it that directly. The song is called Long Ago, Kang's Memorial, right? And so Kang's Memorial is really about the main character in Colors, who's this young man, messiah to this community that people believe to be dead, and they are memorializing him in his aftermath to some extent. Okay? That's where it comes from in the context of the show. In the context of my thought about it, now that I can like ruminate over what it's really about, the inspiration from it comes, it's really a song about the perception of a man and of a time. That's how it functions in the show, and in its allegorical connection to Dr. King, who comedians and families lovingly refer to as Martin Luther King. You know, there's that deliberate, there's thatness that creates this familiarity. So it's no mistake that character's name in the show is Kang, because you don't want, it's that, but it's about those two things. We're operating at both of those levels, but it's about the perception of the man and of a time. Because now when we consider it, when the Martin Luther King holiday became law, he had only been dead 15 years.
Yeah.
Or a little more, a little over, he died in 68, 78 to 83. It hadn't been long.
Yeah.
And so so the song is really about how long ago the narrative tried to create it. They wanted us to believe that, oh, that's a long time ago. What you went through in the civil rights movement, and it's all better now. There was a collective, and maybe you can talk to that, Dr. Patterson. There was a collective, I don't know what to call it. I don't even want to mislabel it. But I know my parents and my grandmother never really talked to us about what happened. We had not been born long after it all happened. They almost treated it as if it never happened. And so when I asked them, I said, well, Mom, why did you guys, they talked about the riots and the excitement of what happened on that day when the tanks were going down 8 Mile, where they were and all of that. But that was like this story of an adventure that happened one day, not a historical lesson. And when I finally got old enough to ask, like, why didn't you talk about it? Or we felt like it was a new day and we didn't need to talk about that anymore. We knew that you were going to have options and our kids were going to have options. So they bought into this delusion that it was a long time ago, that's over with. And because we were fresh to the planet, we didn't know anything about it. So we approached everything like, I can do a musical in 6 months if I want to.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you stop to think about that, that tendency on the part of the contemporaries of King and those who are a little older than contemporaries, that event was painful to the extreme in two ways. One of the ways was that here was a young man who had built into our very fiber a sense of positiveness, of positive anticipation, of impossible, previous to his coming, impossible to take seriously. The second pain is that tragedy represented a continuance of dashed hopes for our people. And so the business of talking willingly about it, for many of us, many of them, was way too painful.
Strong and a man of justice, who was he? He stood strong and tall, rose above it all. He was strong and a man of justice, who was he? Long ago, like a man, long ago, the young man made king, and he died. The
the adamant statement, almost the rebellion statement of that spiritual, which is, it's very hard to find adamant statements that come close to being rebellious among spirituals.
Right.
Almost all of them are, as I said, very beautiful, suppliant, and nostalgic. This one is different. It has a point, has a statement to make, and they don't care about the listener. It's all about making a very vital statement. This arrangement was designed to be what we would now very much probably phrase as a protest. It's a protest against the condition of slavery and the whole idea of putting up with it. So it's a strong statement. The rhythm wants to be accented. The voices want to almost be harsh. Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of this world, going home to live with God. And that's really the impetus behind it, the reason for it. If the protest marchers today were singers, that's the way they'd sing it.
Soon I will be done with the trouble of the world, trouble of the world, the trouble of the world. Oh, soon I will be done with the trouble of the world, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the trouble of the world, trouble of the world, the trouble of the world. Oh, soon I will be done with the trouble of the world, going home to live with God. No more weeping, no more wailing, no more weeping and wailing, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the trouble of the world, trouble of the world, the trouble of the world. Oh, soon I will be done with the trouble of the world, going home to live with God. I want to read my mother. I want to read my mother. What I want to read is my mother wants to live with God. Oh, soon I will be done with the trouble of the world, trouble of the world, the trouble of the world. Oh, soon I will be done with the trouble of the world. Going home, going home, going home, going home to live with God. I fly away, oh glory, I fly away, fly away. When Christ comes, hallelujah, by and by, I fly away, fly away.
I have a joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Down in my heart, down in my
I
heart.
have a joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Down in my heart to stay. I am so happy, so very happy. I have the love of Jesus in my heart. I am so happy, so very happy. I have the love of Jesus in my heart. When the road is caught up yonder, when the road is caught up yonder, when the road is caught up yonder. When the road is caught up yonder, I'll be there.
On the plain sisters, in Sofala, in Soweto, in Savannah, in Santo Domingo. See them jump and play and shout and dance. See her 12 arms uplifted in parabolic joy. See her roll and stop with her face to the wide open sky. See her laugh and chuckle and giggle and slap her knees at her sisters while they share this moment to never come again, but always remember in times yet born. drinking gold. Follow the drinking gold, for the old man is waiting to carry you to freedom if you follow the drinking gold. The river is between two hills. Follow the drinking gold. There's another river on the other side if you follow the drinking gold.
Lay, little ones, with the moon on your ear, with the silence of the half-light and the call of the night, melt away into the twilight. You're bound to cones to illumine the midnight sky, silhouettes of golden memories to the night prime. Primrose path before your beckoning eyes, for these joys we sigh.
Jirani kwenda mbinguni, ona niko munaye Baba. Bebekaneni mizigo yenu nyingi kwa ninyi, katika shida na raha, kaeni pamoja tena, pangusaneni machozi na kupeana moyo. Shikamani katika kila jambo, Mkristo wenu uninyinyike kama neno lenu. Njia ya kwenda mbinguni, ni Mungu naye Baba. Bebekaneni mizigo yenu nyinyi kwa ninyi, katika shida na raha, kaeni kwa pamoja tena, pangusaneni machozi na kupeana moyo. Kati yenu mmoja akitwaa, msikuache jirani pale, tembeni naye. Njia ya kwenda mbinguni, ni Mungu naye Baba. Bebekaneni mizigo yenu nyinyi kwa ninyi, katika shida na raha, kaeni kwa pamoja tena, pangusaneni machozi na kupeana moyo. Njia ya kwenda mbinguni, ni Mungu naye Baba. Bebekaneni mizigo yenu nyingi kwa ninyi, katika shida na raha, kaeni kwa pamoja, anguseni machozi na kupeana moyo. Mungu wetu ametupa moja, tupendane daima kama tupendavyo yeye. Njia ya kwenda mbinguni ni ngumu na nyembamba, bebeaneni mizigo yenu ninyi kwa ninyi. Katika shida na raha, kaeni kwa pamoja, anguseni machozi na kupeana moyo.
Should you ask me whence this music, whence these narratives and legends with their keen imagination, with the language of the poet and the wisdom of the scholar, with the mandates of the scripture, with their frequent repetitions from the parables and prophets, and the constant revelations as a book that is unfolded, I should answer, I should tell you, from the great soul of the black man, born in bondage and oppression, from his doubts and his frustrations and his burning aspirations, from his life of godly courage and his faith in things eternal.
We shall sing them as we heard them, from the lips of our forefathers, as they mourned them in their sorrows, as they praised God for His goodness.
I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. When I get over in the kingdom, I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. When I get over in the kingdom.
Come on, sisters, with your ups and downs. Angels waiting for to give you a crown. Shod your feet with the gospel shoes, so you can run around glory and tell the good news.
Children, I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. When I get over in the kingdom, I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. When I get over in the kingdom. Come on, brothers, and don't be ashamed. Angels waiting for to write your name. Set it down in the book of gold. It will be written in words that will never grow old. Brother, I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. When I get over in the kingdom, I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. I'm gonna live away. When I get over in the kingdom.
time for Thanksgiving. Come, bless the Lord, all ye servants of the Lord.
Das Heer der dunklen Zecker verachte sie nicht zu sehr. Nein, hebe dich streng und Zahlen for the day. In London town it had me low, and it had me down low. I knew the morning with much alarm.
We are in a time of great trouble, and there is a old spiritual called "Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen," and that is a song that I for years would not sing. I did not want to be associated with the things that song conjured up in my imaginings of history and the experience of my people here in this country. I've aged a bit now, and I've learned a lot about trouble. So I identify with the song in a way that I think my ancestors did, even with my own sojourn through America as a man of melanin. But beyond that, I think everyone has experienced some type of trouble. So I would invite you to go into the bosom of your own experience and find that sense of that thing that troubles you, and try to relate to this song. If nothing else, there was an 8 minutes and 46-second experience that I think rippled around the world that we all became witness to, and in a way in which we did not want to bear witness to that. This song tonight, I dedicate it to them, to us, to all of humanity who has experienced some type of trouble. And in the 8 minutes and 46 seconds that this song will exist, we invite you to contemplate what troubles you, what troubles us.
I'm troubled. I'm troubled. I'm troubled in mind. If Jesus don't help me, I surely will die. I'm troubled. I'm troubled. I'm troubled in mind. If Jesus don't help me, I surely will die. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm level to the ground. Oh, yes, Lord. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows my struggle. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Glory, hallelujah. Although you see me get long so, oh yes, Lord, I have my trouble here below. Oh yes, Lord. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Glory, hallelujah. I'm troubled. I'm troubled. I'm troubled in mind. If Jesus don't help me, surely Mama, I can't breathe.
What would it mean for the next generation, for the spirituals to be lost, for this music to be unheard and not passed down and preserved? What would it mean?
I shudder to approach that question because it would mean that we've lost an important placement in our survival journey. We've lost, to say the moorings is an understatement. We've lost where we were and where we've come from and where we've aspired and somewhat succeeded to go as a result of the inspiration and the saving power of these spirituals. I spoke a moment ago about looking both ways, and you very appropriately labeled it a Janus complex. We cannot fully achieve what our potential is for achievement without having an increasing understanding and appreciation for the role that these song forms made possible for us. We looked upon them as moans and their initial beginnings as moans and groans and complaints and means of getting over. But they were more than that. They were strengthening our fibers. They were strengthening our very moral being, our very mortal being. They were preparing us for the successful journey that we're in the midst of now. And we do not quite appreciate because they have been so painful. But we do not quite appreciate the elixir that they represented for us and represent for us now. So it is really, in my mind, absolutely necessary that we use the ingredients, the inspiration, the very material, musical and spiritual material of which they consist, to spur us onward into these very complex yet to be experienced days.
When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. Oh Lord, stand by me.
When the winds of strife are blowing, stand by me.
Oh Lord,
Stand by me.
In the morning,
Stand by me. When the winds of strife are blowing,
why don't you
stand by me.
Oh Lord, please stand by me.
Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Please stand by me, Lord. 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 Oh Lord, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Please stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord.
Come on,
Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Stand by me, Lord. Oh Lord, stand by me. Stand by me.
When the tide of hate is rising, stand by me. Please stand by me. Please
shall rise. Stand by me, oh Lord, stand by me.
We want you to continue and ask that you will do as you have done. Continue to be a great partner in this journey of affirming who we are and what this country and this world is and can be. But as opposed to 1971, the work of a choral group like this can no longer be meant simply by a set of chairs in the choir, a piano or an organ, a conductor, and sheet music. We are now into a different realm, where for our message to reach the global audience that we believe it should, we have to find a new level of engagement. And we are internally looking as a chorale to figure out how we can best reposition ourselves for the next half century. But as you know, that does take your financial support. We thank you for what you have done in that regard. And we know that in a period of time where the issues that we've just mentioned can challenge us about what to do, we ask that you dig a little deeper. We ask that you realize that in giving in this way, we can meet the spiritual needs of crises that we find around the world, and we can affirm in the same way that we were affirming in 1971, that there is a music, there is a legacy, and that we have a song to raise.